A nonprofit that supports older adults and adults with disabilities is working to get emergency meals into the hands of those who use SNAP during the government shutdown. Eastern Area Agency on Aging will be expanding access to healthy meals for those who are eligible in multiple ways. They say they are trying to get food to SNAP recipients 60 and over and those 18 and over who are living with a disability in Washington, Penobscot, Piscataquis, and Hancock counties. They will have grab-and-go meal distributions at different locations each day. They are also continuing to offer and operate their community cafe dining sites across eastern Maine. They say they've also been reaching out to current Meals on Wheels consumers to provide additional home-delivered meals. We'll have more info on our website, including a link to their website.